Gamergenie Kendo. We're doing another walkabout. Hopefully you guys enjoy these videos, and please like, subscribe, comment down below, hit that little bell icon. Know when I'm putting out next video. Anyway, I'm just putting out this video mostly because I just saw, mind you, I understand it came from a show, and here's the thing though. A lot of these shows, where do you think some of these shows get their ideas? From newsreels and things like that. And that's the issue I'm having, is the fact that there are people out there. Let me explain. I saw it was an episode of a crime show. I don't remember. I think it was like something like NCIS or something like Criminal Minds, maybe Law and Order. I think it was probably Law and Order. Anyway, the point is, it was a scene. It was a scene where the cops go into this apartment and they find this cage. Inside the cage is it was a little girl. I mean, kid wasn't any older than 10. And apparently this kid was malnourished beyond repair, unfortunately. According to the series, mind you, again, I understand it's fiction, but again, this kind of thing happens more than you think. And that's what scares me, because again, so basically my biggest thing is, to all you parents out there, to every single one of you parents out there, protect your children. If you're gonna have children, make sure you understand that they are your priority. They are essential for the world, because believe it or not, you having has a consequence. Remember, children are our ultimate resource, but that doesn't mean you overuse them and then throw them away when they're not useful. No, that's not how that works. When I say resource, I'm talking about something precious beyond any kind of monetary or any other form. Kids are ultimate precious. There is no, every single life has its use, but don't put out there that I'm trying to say that everybody needs to, be useful. No, children in themselves are important, beyond important. How's it going, guys? Thank you for checking out my video. I appreciate that. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm just putting out this video because I saw this video again about a little kid being found in a cage, and weirdly enough, I'm not all that surprised that this case is the case, because there's some horrible people out there thinking that you can treat people like that, especially children, which is not okay in any way, shape, or form. Well, you want me to scream, really? Well, I would appreciate it, but as far as scream goes, you really got to be more specific. Yeah, see, right? And mind you, I'm pretty sure you have versions of it. I don't know if we've seen the same one. Basically, it was a little kid, and it broke my heart every time I see, like, mind you, I get it, it's fiction, but it breaks my heart every time, especially when it comes down to these stories. Where do you think they get these stories from? They get them from newsreels or situations like that. So it depresses me to think that we live in a world where we got to the point where we see these kind of things and we're thinking to ourselves, another day, another nickel. It's like, no, nowhere near is that okay. And thank you, by the way, Kyle. I appreciate that. And mind you, I got horrified. I mean, this little girl was no older than 10, and when they found the mom in the same scene, and they put it in the scene where they found the mom, and the mom basically says, "Oh, you found her in the cage? Man, the bitch should have shut the fuck up." I'm like, the fuck? It's like, You do realize your kid was basically starving and practically gasping just to get some water. I don't know. They never really explained any of that. No, but as far as I understood it, I don't think she was. Mind you, again, it was a rushed video. It was one of those like less than a minute videos, so it didn't really give any really specific detail. So I don't know if she was autistic, but the problem was, there's a certain point they were having a conversation with the mom, and the mom turns out to be the most egregious person in the universe. Because holy shit, they even said that she even said that, you know, it's like, if you know, as soon as I get my hands on her, I'll beat her like they used to beat me. Like it was the most normal thing in the world. And what's even more fucked up is later they found out the little girl unfortunately died. She died because, oh hey, how's it going, Popsicle? Thank you for checking out my video. I appreciate it. No, like I was saying, I saw this and it made me think, what kind of inhuman monster would do that to a child? First, put him in a cage. That's effed up as it is. Not even as a joke. I mean, I wouldn't even do that as a joke. Like, fuck's sake, people. If you got a sense of humor, I mean, at least make sure the joke is funny. And I'm talking about genetically funny, not funny to you specifically when the fact that you put a kid in a cage and keep them from starving and or drinking. Like, what the fuck is that? And she says, because I put it in there for punishment. I agree. I fucking agree. And if mind you, I love how you said that, Kyle. Thank you very much. I love how they said not even when I'm playing cops and robbers I would do that. No, I agree. I fucking agree with you there. And the thing is, what I would do when I'm playing cops and robbers, they just put them in the corner for 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. I'd be like, 1, 2, okay, you're done. Come on, let's get playing another game. I would never, ever put a kid in a cage, because holy shit, that is the most egregious thing in the world. The only people that need to be in a cage are the people that pull that shit. I will put them in a cage way too small for them to stand or sit. That way they understand the fucking pain that they are fucking causing. Like, wow. Why would you do that shit to someone? Especially a child. Like, anybody that does it to someone at all whatsoever is a complete and utter monster. And believe me, I've seen monsters. I have a few friends. I have a few in my family, and mind you, luckily they haven't done anything specifically to me. But I'll make sure that they don't, because I don't tolerate that shit. And I'm gonna say this right now, guys. If you guys ever out there, suspecting or thinking that something is going on in a kid's life, right? Whether you be the uncle, aunt, sister, cousin, whatever, it does not matter. You could even be a complete and utter stranger. All you have to do is look up certain mannerisms, certain aspects. If you suspect that somebody is being, abused, guys, there's nothing wrong with asking the authorities to at least do a check in. It doesn't. You don't even have to say, hey, I kind of suspect something. I hope I'm wrong here, but can you please go check it out, because I'm worried. See, that's you just basically trying to figure out whether or not this is the case. You don't even have to. The cops don't even have to tell you whether or not it was true. In fact, they really don't. They don't usually. A lot of times, the only time that they'll ever talk to you about it is if you ask them, hey, can you please contact me? I like to know. Like I said, I would prefer to be wrong here, because that's would be my personal opinion. It's like, why would you hurt someone? And there's another contention to that. There are people out there that are the most egregious people in the world. I've actually seen videos. Exactly. Yes. Call the cops if you suspect something. Again, like I said, if you're not entirely 100% sure, well, just send them in that direction, just to make sure that it's not nothing's wrong, guys. All I'm saying is, people say, well, get stitches, snitches get stitches. Well, first of all, you're not snitching. You're just trying to make sure that kids or people in general are doing not doing anything that they're not supposed to. I don't know why people keep telling you, well, you can't say nothing to nobody because it's none of their business. Well, first thing, the people that say that shit know they're not supposed to be doing the shit they're doing. So I feel like whoever procreated that mentality, I need to tell them to knock that shit off, because first of all, it's not snitching when somebody's welfare is at stake. That's the only time I'll feel like anytime. If you're gonna go around telling people, oh, he did something bad and nothing really happened, yeah, that's fucked up. But it's annoying, admittingly, and there are people out there that do that shit. And that's the problem I'm having with a lot of these people, is like, yeah, they go way too far with telling on other people. I've seen and heard stories about HOAs or Karens basically trying to get people in trouble for perceived slights. It's like, what the fuck? If they're not doing anything bad to, someone that you see or someone that you suspect, knock that shit off, guys. Seriously, I understand you're not happy with certain situations, but that doesn't mean you have to hit somebody else up just because they're living their own life. I seen one story where it was a lady getting this guy in trouble for hanging out with his kid at a park, mind you, at a park, a public park. He was just minding his own business, hanging out with his kid, playing with her, and this lady just had to butt in, going, "Hey, excuse me, sweetie," goes up to the little girl. "Excuse me, sweetie. Is this who is this to you?" And the little girl with glee says, "Daddy." You know? It's like, I don't believe it. I'm calling the cops. I think you're trying to kidnap this little girl and you coached her say daddy. I'm like, dude, the fuck? You know kids are smarter than that, right? See, I'm not surprised, honestly. And mind you, I have to ask Kyle, what state are you? What state was that in? I'm not going to ask you where you were, where you live. I'm asking where this specific situation was, because that's a funny continuum. Yeah, some people do that. Yeah. So basically, I was reading a comment from one of my watchers. His name, I'm gonna call him Kyle, because that's what it says right there. He or they, I don't know who. They said, I found this. I was watching this guy drive in the opposite direction on the highway. Like, yeah, there's some drivers out there, and that's one of the reasons why highways are notorious for having a lot of accidents, because some bonehead don't realize, yeah, this is probably a bad idea. No, they're either drunk, paying attention to something else, or on their phone or whatever, and they never realize, oh shit, I'm about to cause an accident. Oh well, that's their problem. Crash. Florida to Pennsylvania. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I live in Arizona, so Arizona drivers are pretty bad. Like, I've gotten run over. I've almost gotten run over a couple of times myself. Some schmuck not knowing what a crosswalk looks like. Like, honestly, there's a lot of things in this world that really need to be fixed. Mostly people's common sense. And when I say common sense, I'm talking about things that they should know, but apparently it looks like I'm talking Braille or fucking Morse code because of how stupid some people are. Like I said, I'm putting out this video just mostly because I'm frustrated with these humans, these people doing stuff that are borderline stupid to borderline criminal. Like, and I've heard stories from, like I said, from the most... See, that's what I'm talking about. Again, my subscriber here, Kyle, he said about his dad being run over by some schmuck not paying attention while riding a bike. Okay, so yeah, like I said, some people just really need to learn what a crosswalk looks like, or at least to the point where they know if they're gonna hit somebody, they really should pull over. Like, what the fuck? If they feel like they're gonna hit somebody or gonna do something stupid, please don't be in the vehicle. Just don't, because that causes problems. People get hurt and or alive, unfortunately. And I've seen stories where there are companies that try to exonerate, yeah, basically take off the happiness, basically saying, oh yeah, my client did not do such thing on purpose. No, but he did it, and there was exterminating circumstances that he could have led up him not to do such a thing. Like, for one thing, he was paying attention to his phone, which is, again, illegal in most states, if not all. Second, it could have been, he could have been high or drunk or whatever, and for all you know. I'm just saying, guys, that there are many ways to make sure that you don't go around hurting people. What happened to, and here's my question to you guys, and I'm pretty sure you guys are probably wondering too. What happened to that old golden rule that we learned in kindergarten? Probably even preschool. Do unto others that you wish to be done unto you. Basically, treat others like the way you want to be treated. Don't be doing shit that you don't expect to be happening to you guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that rule is like not only golden, but it's platinum. Like, it's the kind of thing that I feel like it has to be more and more now than ever. Because holy crap, this world has gone to shit, and believe it or not, folks, it stupendously see another, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, stranger danger. Exactly. That's another thing that most people just forget. There's such a thing as stranger danger. Mind you, a lot of people take it completely to the left field, obviously. And mind you, stranger danger has its uses, obviously, because you never know what kind of person is. But the thing is, a lot of people don't understand that there are dangers, not only with strangers, but families in general. Because I've seen similar stories where uncles, aunts, whatever, doing that same thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm saying is be vigilant, be very, very careful. And I'm gonna do a loop back to what I was talking about earlier, the story about the little girl. Again, be if you're gonna have kids, guys. If you're gonna have kids, know that there's a major responsibility when it comes to having children. You have to do everything, and every guys. Kids are a major commitment. It's just something that you guys have to understand, that kids have one thing on their mind. It's just basically exploration. Your ultimate role as a parent and or family member is to make sure that kid is able to explore said world safely. Because again, That is the major explanation that I'm going to put out, and it's the most oversimplification that I've ever put out, but it's the truth. Kids just go out and explore. Your responsibility is to make sure that kid doesn't get hurt, doesn't get kidnapped. Made sure that the kid explores in the most safe and happy kind of way, so they learn. Yes, they have to learn. That's the ultimate way that kids will understand the world around them, is they have to learn from their experiences, whether they're good or bad. Unfortunately, sometimes they're bad. But I feel like that is the biggest way that kids will learn. No, I do not condone kids getting hurt. No, of course not. All I'm saying is to make sure that you know, if the kid's about to get hurt or something, you grab them, pull them off, and they go, hey, you do not do that because you will get hurt. Trust me, it is not going to be a fun time. I promise you that. Show them that some certain things are not going to be allowed because A, it's not good, B, it's really rude, C, it will hurt you, and D, all the above. Well, I mean, hey, like I said, you got to find a one way or another to do it, because kids kids are the ultimate, explorers. They have to figure out let them figure it out, but in a safe manner. Don't let them actually get hurt, of course. Just show them that certain things will hurt them. Don't let them put their hands on fire, obviously, but make them understand. You feel that warmth? Trust me, that's as far as you need to go around that fire, because when you put your hand in the fire, you will get hurt. That's the point. Or when you have a blade in your hand, you make sure that the blade is away from you and the child and anybody else, obviously. The point is, you teach them survival skills, basically, but the way I would do it, I'd do it in a fun kid kind of way. Don't actually explain the worst thing that would possibly happen to them. Just like if you had a little kid less than 3 years old, you'd be like, no, owie, owie, it hurts, ouch, don't. The kids will understand no, and owie, owie, because in their brain, that is the best thing you can give, and without hurting them mentally. Because again, there are things you should say to kids and things you shouldn't say to children. It's as simple as that. And most people just prefer to just go for the adult version, and I'm like, no. I mean, there's ways to say what you're trying to say, just not, in a way that you would scar a kid. I've had situations where my sister, when she was about no older than, yeah, exactly, mess around, found out. Yeah, exactly. You mess around, find out, and you're literally picking up the pieces, either by taking them to therapy, or it's just the kid will basically check out, and sometimes that happens. But anyway, like I was saying, I one time I was talking to my sister when she was a little kid. She's big now. She now has a job. Yeah, they learn from their mistakes, but it's your responsibility is to make sure those mistakes do not cost her dearly. That's why your experiences matter as much as anything, is because you know what needs to be done, so their mistakes don't give them the same scars you have. Believe me, guys, only one generation needs to have those scars. Those scars are not only for you to understand, but for the next generation as well. Anyway, as I was saying, my kid sister, she was a very inquisitive kid, like most kids are. Comes up to me and asks me, Ricky, yeah, I'm putting out my name, but whatever. Anyway, so she goes, can I ask you a question? And I'm like, that depends on the question, kid. So, but go ahead, ask the question. She goes, where did I come from? And I'm like, should I give her the Disney version, or I always think to myself, I gotta give her the Disney version. I was like, well, what do you mean, honey? What do you? I was like, where does our family come from? We come from Mexico. And she goes, oh, I know that, but where did I come from? I'm like, what do you mean, sweetheart? He was like, you come from Mexico. It's like, no. How am I here? And I'm looking at this kid because I'm trying really hard not to explain that information because she's too young. But the best way I can explain it is the most literal way possible without actually giving too much gross details. So I said, sweetheart, the best way I can tell you is when mom and dad wanted to be together, and when they got together, magic happened. And that's the best I think I can actually ever tell her, because I'm not going to say I was not going to explain to her what magic was, because that's information that she needs to learn later. So she goes, magic? What kind? And I'm like, sweetheart, trust me, you'll find out when you grow older. I'm not going to explain that. But the best I can explain is it just happened, okay? Just magical things happened. And that magic is basically the force that created you. And now mom had you, and now you're here. And she had to explain. I had to explain why didn't dad get it? And I'm like, well, it's just how that works. It's how it works, sweetheart. I'm not trying to explain that because that's something I don't need to explain to a kid right now. You'll learn eventually, but I cannot explain it to you now. Yeah, I had to really dumb it down because giving her the full explanation was just no. Like when it comes to kids, guys, if you got to give the kids the the birds and bees routine, do it in a very age appropriate kind of way. Don't like go into gritty details, because it would actually scar them for life if you're not careful. So I had to explain her in a more very childish way, but in a very literal yet truthful kind of way. It was really difficult because, like I said, if I was not careful, I would have given out information that did not need to be known by kids. Like I could not give her. And then she asked me the most innocent question. She goes, so mommy and daddy love each other? And I said, yes, that's exactly what happened. It's like they loved each other, and then they wanted to show their love, and you came out as a surprise. I did not say mistake, mind you. I did not mistake, because it wasn't technically planned. My sister was not a planned baby, but none of us ever really said anything beyond that, because she wasn't a mistake. And I was being truthful to her. I said surprise, because that's what she was. She was a surprise. It's like, oh, surprise? Yeah, like boo. And her having her little kitty mind, she enjoyed the idea of her being a surprise present, because that was literally how I saw her, and I wanted her to see that. See, those are the kind of things I did for my sister. Mind you, I don't have kids, if any of you guys are wondering. But I do have experience with growing up with children, because I helped raise my little sister. I mean, I've had experience since the day she was born. So taking care of children, it's, mind you, put me in the room with 20 kids, I'd walk out. I'm sorry. I call child services, but I wouldn't leave them, of course. But the point is, I can maybe take one child at a time. Because kids are fun until they start screeching. That's when they stop being so much fun. Don't get me wrong, I'll try everything I can to make sure that they stop screeching. You know, hold them, try to give them their bottle, all that thing. But all in all, eventually by the end of it, I'll be out cold. You know. So what scares me is if I ever did become a father, that poor kid. I really feel sorry for that poor kid. I'd be one frantic papa. But I'm gonna be honest. I'd be doing everything with a smile on my face, because that would be my child. That's the difference between me and some of those other parents I've been talking about. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Mind you, you might not. I love kids when it comes to their innocence. They're a fresh perspective, to be honest, guys. They're a perspective that it hasn't been tainted, and sometimes we need a little of that in our lives. And I hope you and me go out there and make laws, make this society better for the next generation, because believe me, yeah, seriously, me too. I'm an uncle as well. I'm an uncle, and mind you, that kid is my everything. My baby, my nephew is so cute. I love him. He's such a. I think I turned him into a gamer. My brother hates me for it, but it's funny because when he comes over to visit, he stashes the kid in my room, which is where basically the gaming setup is. So yeah, no, trust me, I get that. I get it wholeheartedly, with all my heart. I get it. And it's funny because you think to yourself, this might not be my kid, but it doesn't mean it won't be my blood. You know, it's my family. You know, it doesn't even have to be blood. Sometimes I've seen situations where families go in and adopt a child and treat that child as much as a child as the original child was or would have been, you know? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy my little ramble, my randoming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it will be soon. Take care, guys. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer, Genie Candor. Hopefully, wishing you luck, love, and hopefully a happy family. Take care. Candor out.